Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Our big stories tonight filled with major developments in the death of a Blount County Sheriff's deputy. Tonight, the suspect still on the loose, but we are learning about efforts to track him down. Now, the statewide blue alert still active for Kenneth DeHart. The TBI added him to their 10 most wanted list. Also, Bureau agents tweeted late this afternoon that investigators were following up on potential leads and interviewing possible associates. Investigators also put out a call for surveillance camera footage, doorbell camera footage, or whatever that might show DeHart in the time that he's been on the run. DeHart is considered armed and dangerous, and if you see him, you are asked to please do not approach, just call 911. Well, about an hour ago, we learned that a second person has now been arrested, described as an accessory after the fact. Her name is Carrie Matthews. According to paperwork filed for an arrest warrant, Matthews is Kenneth DeHart's girlfriend, but this account comes not from Blount County, rather from Sevier County. Deputies there apparently went to Matthews' house around 9:45 last night looking for DeHart not long after the shooting. A sheriff's deputy claims that at some point Matthews got a phone call supposedly from someone named Janisha, who was actually Kenneth DeHart. According to deputies' account, Matthews told DeHart on the phone, quote, "They're here," referring to law enforcement. She's now in custody in Sevier County. We do have live team coverage for you tonight from WAT6 and your side anchor Don Hudson. Don, I know you were at a news conference the Blount County Sheriff's Office held about 90 minutes ago. So what did we learn about the efforts now to stay on DeHart's trail?
Well, Bo, here in Blount County, they had a news conference about an hour and a half ago where the DA General Ryan Desmond and Sheriff James Lee Barong both spoke. DA Desmond talked about an arrest in this case. And as you mentioned, Carrie Matthews' girlfriend had been arrested. He announced that the brother of the suspect, Marcus DeHart, had also been arrested. He said aiding after the fact was what he was charged with. And he is being held in jail on $1 million bond at this particular moment. He also took a moment to praise law enforcement, saying that the effort in this case is just outstanding.
What I can candidly say is the most coordinated law enforcement investigation with as many agencies as I've ever dealt with, gathering evidence, following leads, hour after hour with no sleep whatsoever.
Now, we should mention Sheriff Barong, clearly emotional, just trying to hold in his emotions during that news conference. He even talked about dealing with those and trying to navigate through these emotions of losing a deputy. But he also talked about the procession and how emotional that was, and seeing the outpouring of the community, how grateful that he is for that. Mixed into all the things that he said, though, he also mentioned that they are going to get justice in this case.
We have numerous law enforcement agencies and from every level, and we're committed to track him down. It might be today or tomorrow, but we're going to get him, and he's going to be brought to justice in Blount County.
Of course, the loss of Deputy McCowan is the tragedy here. It's so sad, and the community reacting to that. In fact, you see his vehicle, his police cruiser behind us, his sheriff's vehicle, all kinds of flowers and notes being left by people. Since I've been out here for the last 3 or 4 hours, just nonstop people coming by. But the sheriff also wanted to mention, not to forget, the other deputy involved, Deputy Shelby Eggers. He said she came out of the hospital, she has some physical injuries, but also some emotional issues that she's going to have to deal with. And he wanted to make sure that the community also remembered her and their thoughts and their prayers. Reporting live in Blount County, Don Hudson, WATE6.
All right, Don, thank you very much. And again, a blue alert still in effect, issued by TBI last night shortly after the incident. And when you see a blue alert posted by law enforcement or on your phone, it is only sent out during a very serious situation. A blue alert is to notify the public in helping find violent suspects. This means anyone who has killed or seriously injured law enforcement officers in the line of duty. It could also be used to help locate a missing officer where foul play happened. In this case, 2 officers were shot, 1 killed. A blue alert is out for the suspect, Kenneth DeHart. Our next Big Seven, the emotional toll of this on the people who served alongside Deputy McCowan is something that we have been emphasizing today, whether in the emotion from Sheriff Barong to the show of support from community members. We also had the chance today to speak with a police chaplain from Loudoun, who, like many chaplains in the area, showed up to support the officers and deputies who have been dealing with the loss. He says, well, times like these that really call for people like him to lend an ear and be there for their brothers and sisters, because events like these are never forgotten.
Best way to describe it is, I think that the first day that you enter first responder world, no matter fire, police, ambulance, ER staff, it's like you're given a backpack. In every call that you go on, it's like that you put a small pebble in that backpack. You have some calls that it's a little bigger rock. And you have some things like last night, it's just a boulder.
The chaplain says their best practice is what he calls ministry by presence, just being here to support them and show them love. Here's one more look at the man, Kenneth D. Hart, wanted on warrants for first-degree murder and attempted murder. Investigators say he was last seen in the Wildwood area, though, as we heard in that news conference earlier today, right now, officers not sure he's still there. But anyone who sees him needs to call 911 immediately. Elsewhere tonight, Greene County deputies investigating after finding two bodies, first a woman, then a man, hours later. Authorities were called out to a home in the Chuckey community yesterday afternoon, finding a woman dead inside a home. Then this morning, detectives and the TBI searched the woods behind that home and found a man's body. Both bodies have been sent out for autopsy. The sheriff says there is no continuing danger to the public. Greene County Sheriff and TBI now investigating after a deadly fire. This was in Limestone. Authorities say that one person died in the incident yesterday. First responders were called to the 2000 block of Milburton Road. This is all the information we have at this moment. Of course, stay with WAT for additional updates. And we're now learning more about a man who was involved in a crisis negotiation at Pine Ridge Apartments yesterday. Knoxville police now identifying the suspect as Malik Griffin. The 26-year-old was wanted on multiple charges, including aggravated robbery and aggravated kidnapping that occurred earlier this week on Lippincott Street. Griffin was booked into the Roger D. Wilson Detention Facility close to 9 p.m. last night. An investigation remains underway today. We're now hearing from Tennessee head football coach Josh Heupel concerning the state of Tennessee versus the NCAA lawsuit. In his declaration, he says if he is called to testify, he could competently do so under oath with his 20 years of experience. Heupel says he has won 8 conference championships, coached 8 bowl games, developed 2 Heisman Trophy winners and 5 top 5 Heisman finishers. He was also named the 2022 Southeastern Conference Coach of the Year and been a finalist twice for National Coach of the Year. He went on to say that these NIL deals are beneficial for student athletes for financial support and a way to develop their identity. But the rules are vague and confusing. Well, tonight, 4 former Memphis police officers charged with civil rights violations in the beating death of Tyre Nichols will now have their trial delayed. A U.S. District Judge changed the date from May 6th to September 9th. The judge is making the change after defense attorneys are asking for additional time to effectively prepare for their case. Back in January 2023, police body cameras showed Tyre Nichols being pulled out of his car during a traffic stop. Nichols was stopped after being accused of reckless driving. After catching up with him, he was beaten severely to the point that he died just 3 days later. An autopsy report shows the cause of his death were blows to the head.